Hi, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Lauren Kay Wyatt, your psychic, spiritual advisor, pet psychic, and transformational coach. I am so happy to connect with you today, and I just wanted to share just a little bit of wisdom with you. Today, I was tuning into what really are the keys of happiness? Like, what are those? And when I say keys, the key, just imagine it unlocking your heart. Because when our heart is open, oh, we can receive so much, and life can just get really good. Because when our heart's open, we are living our lives authentically. We're tuning into the oneness of creation, all that stuff. So before I go any further, in this video, I'm going to be using some woo language. It's going to be new age, and it's also going to be practical. So my ask for you is that you're open to receive, and I think that you are, because all of us, whether we admit it or not, we would like to be happier, and we can be. So what I have found that the keys to just unlocking that heart and to allow that happiness, that light in, because happiness is light, is to surrender. What does it mean to surrender? To surrender means that we stop trying so hard, that we stop forcing, that we stop trying to make something happen. It's like, let's open up this locked door. We better get the blah, 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 whatever it is, to just try to burst through something. That is not the way forward. And that's going to lead to just a big mess. Like, you'd have to clean up that door. We don't need to do that, and we don't need heavy equipment. To release is to surrender. To surrender is to let go. Release and surrender. And when you do that, I've heard this before, like you're clenching so tightly, like it has to be this way. And when we do that, we're in this space of attachment. Like, we want things to be the way we want them, and we have our fists up and all this. But the thing is that when we do that, and I'm still holding fists, I am a student of Kung Fu, so it's kind of fun for me to do this sometimes. But anyway, to my point, when we let go, we really open our hands and our hearts to receive. So one of the keys to allowing more happiness in is to receive support and love. This can be really hard because a lot of us, hi, me, maybe you, we are so much better at giving than receiving. And you know why? It's because it puts us in this feeling of the illusion of control. And, we may feel good. It's like, we're giving. But the thing is it takes a lot of courage to receive. And when we receive, we get to let go, and we get to let that light in, that happiness in, and we get to see how it decorates our lives in different ways, what it brings forward in our relationships. Because when we're happier, the people around us respond to that. They really do. So the other key to happiness is to surrender to spirit. Now, I've talked about this before. And whether you know me or not, or aware of this, I've talked about this concept of spiritual poverty. And it's such a heavy concept, and I think it's really important because it occurred to me, oh my gosh, I'm spiritually impoverished. This was a while back, or I need to nourish myself spiritually, because when we don't have and all of us can have a connection and a relationship with spirit. You don't have to be a psychic or a super spiritual, meditator or guru. Like all those things are great, but you don't have to do that. As a human being, we're all divine and we all have the right to be here, and we all have a right and an ability to have a connection and a relationship with the divine. And so when we have this spiritual poverty thing happening, that's when we're in separation. And what that means is you are just separated and in an illusion. You have forgotten who you really are. You have forgotten that you are divine, that you have a path, that you have a purpose, and that as a human being, you're also a spiritual being, and you have this connection to spirit because spirit flows through you. So surrender to spirit, to that concept. And maybe it's hard to trust that right now because sometimes we see these terrible things. Well, sometimes all that depends on how often we watch the news or how often we're around other people. But so often we're aware of the really unfortunate things that are happening in the world right now, where there is a huge separation and disconnect from the divine. But when you surrender to spirit, you are open to receiving that support and that love. Receiving support and love are the other keys to happiness. And when you do that, the light comes in, you're connected to spirit, and you're on your path. So speaking of paths and divine paths, my higher self, spirit, my spirit guides, and me, we created this awesome quiz for you called the Spirit Speaks Quiz. It's on my website, Lauren Kay Wyatt .com/spirit-speaks-quiz. And your results will illuminate you to your best path forward. Now, this isn't like some do A, B, C, or you have to like meditate 7 times a day at this time. It's not like that. It will give you an energetic roadmap to your best path forward. So go ahead and take the quiz. I'm so excited to see your results, and I look forward to connecting with you further. I am Lauren Kay Wyatt, your psychic, your spiritual advisor, your pet psychic, and your transformational coach. Thank you.